Hello again, everybody. Welcome to USA Wrestling Weekly. I'm Scott Casper. Here now the news from USA Wrestling, the national governing body of our sport. USA Wrestling played host for the 13th annual Dave Schultz Memorial International at the USOTC, February 3rd through the 5th. The event honors the memory of the late Dave Schultz, the world and Olympic champion and international goodwill ambassador. Athletes from more than 20 nations attended this year. Greco-Roman Team USA had a strong performance with 3 champions and 2 finishing second. Joe Betterman captured the title at 32. This was his 3rd career Schultz title. He beat fellow American Chad Van Diver in the gold medal finals. Betterman was named the outstanding wrestler for his strong effort.
I've won it 3 times now, and it feels good to especially win it where I train. Like I said, I treat these as practice, all these tournaments, and definitely having a tournament here, I didn't have to travel. It's just like going to practice, so 4:30 practice. Next is Cuba. I leave on the 12th. So I'll go to Cuba for 2 weeks, I'll wrestle tournament, and then I'll train, and then I'm going from there to Hungary 2 days later.
Well, after a year away from the mat, 2-time world bronze medalist Harry Lester made it to the finals and scored a stunning pin over Japan's Yuji Okamoto to claim the title at 45.5 pounds. Lester also won a tough semifinal match against talented Emelian Todorov of Bulgaria.
I felt good. First tournament back and cut weight and everything. Still a step behind. I can feel it. I see the moves and everything. But, it's the progression that I wanted. I got to the finals. I won the tournament. Yeah, I tried something stupid. That was just one of the things of being away from wrestling for a while. You try something, you usually try and practice, but I knew I was going to come back second and third period if need be and put it on him, and that was the plan.
2010 U.S. World Team member Jake Fisher won his 2nd straight Dave Schultz title, outlasting fellow 63-pounder Stephen Forrest in the finals.
Wrestled pretty decent. I got a lot of things to work on before nationals and trials. So, especially 3rd period, 2nd periods, I just gotta get my game plans down and fight more on my feet and score. I'm glad I can close the match, even though I wrestle not like I should, so I'm glad I can close them.
Joining Van Diver and Forrest as a Greco-Roman 264-pound runner-up was American Brandon Roop. In women's freestyle, 130-pound U.S. star Deanna Ricks won her 3rd straight Dave Schultz gold medal, defeating Canada's Amanda Gerhart in the finals. She joined her fiancé Joe Betterman as a 3-time Schultz Memorial champion. Pretty special.
I'm still coming off my surgery, my hip surgery from a few months back, so just getting back in the swing of things, getting back into shape. I'm still not 100% yet, back to my old self. Still defensive, trying to guard my hip, but it's starting to come back. So yeah, I could have been a little more offensive. I was kind of relying on my defense, which isn't always a good thing, but it was there and it worked.
2 talented American women won silver, including 2007 junior world champion Whitney Condor at 112.25 pounds and 2-time 121-pounder world bronze medalist Tatiana Padilla. Well, after taking a year off the mat, the men's freestyle tournament marked the return, if you will, the comeback of 2008 Olympian Steve Mocco. Mocco won the 264.5-pound title, beating American Aaron Ansbach in the finals, by the way. It also stopped the world-class wrestler Alexei Shermanov of Belarus in the semifinals. The guy can wrestle. Mocco won his 3rd career Dave Schultz Memorial Gold Medal and was named the outstanding wrestler in freestyle.
It felt good, It felt good. It's important for me, coming into this cycle that, I gotta get myself ready to go and get some competitions. And I didn't know what I was gonna do, but now that I'm committed to compete, and I gotta get those. Wrestling in the room, I feel real good, but getting those cobwebs off in the competition is always important. Part of it was working out with my workout partner every day. I'm training, even though I'm coaching, but I'm kind of training, so it made me real hungry. So I decided to come back out and wrestle.
Freestyle Team USA had 3 silver medalists, Ansbach plus 163-pounder Ryan Morningstar and Keith Gavin at 185 pounds. The Dave Schultz Memorial was a great showcase of Olympic wrestling. You can see archive footage from the event on themat.com and on USA Wrestling's Ustream channel. Many members of the Schultz family attend the event each year to help honor Dave's memory. This year, Dave's mother, Jeannie St. Germain, his wife, Nancy Schultz, and his brother, Michael Davison, were all in attendance. Nancy played a key role in helping USA Wrestling create the Dave Schultz Memorial International some 13 years ago. Schultz continues to help make the event a huge success every year.
I can't believe it's been 13 years. And second, I feel like the same thing I did when I walked in here the first time is that it's the best way to remember Dave is by having a tournament with these kind of world-class athletes. I think the thing that I like the most about it, and it's because of you guys at USA Wrestling that made it happen, I think it's having a tournament here in the United States that our guys do not have to travel for, you know, struggle for, all the things that go with it, a strong international tournament right here in their own backyard. They can pick a tournament that they can gain confidence, maybe beat some of these guys in their own gym for a change, and have the experience that it takes to really rise to the world and Olympic level.
Now a few words from our sponsors. We'll be back. This is USA Wrestling Weekly.
Hi, I'm Brandon Slay, 2000 Olympic champion, and you are watching USA Wrestling Weekly.
Each season, Liberty Mutual's Responsible Sports Community Grant Program awards $65,000 to youth sports organizations and school sports programs that demonstrate their commitment to responsibility in youth sports. Your organization could be one of our 20 winners this season. It's easy. Simply visit responsiblesports.com and click on the Community Grant Program. Administrators register their organization with the program, then reach out to rally parents, coaches, and team supporters to log on and review either the Responsible Sports Parenting or Responsible Coaching Guide. Then complete the quiz and showcase your mastery of the concepts. Every successfully passed quiz is worth a point that you can credit to your favorite youth sports organization or school sports program. Connect with friends, family, and neighbors to rally more support. The teams and schools with the most points at the end of the grant period win. It's that simple. Watch the leaderboard throughout the grant season, then rally more of your supporters to increase your totals. Liberty Mutual is committed to celebrating and championing youth sports and to financially supporting organizations that demonstrate their commitment to responsible sports. Join the movement and start earning points toward your community grant.
Before weapons of mass destruction, we struggled hand to hand. Before we fought from a distance, our battles were up close and personal. Join us April 7th to 10th in Cleveland, Ohio, when the world's oldest combat gets new again at the 2011 ASICS US Open. Brought to you by ASICS, the official sponsor of USA Wrestling's national teams. Reserve your tickets now.
Well, the U.S. had 2 champions and 5 medalists in men's freestyle at the Buryatia Republic President's Cup in Ulan-Ude, Russia last weekend. 2008 Olympian Andy Rovat at 185, 2009 world silver medalist Tervel Delegnev at 264.5. Both captured gold medals for the freestyle team. Delegnev won 2 tough matches, beating the Russian and Mongolian opponents. Rovat defeated American Raymond Jordan in the gold medal bout. Both Rovat and Jordan had 3 victories en route to the championships. 2010 World Team member J.D. Bergman at 211.5 pounds and Les Sigmund at 264.5 pounds both won bronze medals. Team USA trained for 3 weeks in Russia and competed in 2 international events. We spoke with national freestyle coach Zeke Jones.
We fared well, 5 medals out of 6 wrestlers, so medal rate was good, as the outcome. It was a lower level tournament for Russia, but it was still a good tournament. The quality of wrestler was there. There were some world medalists in there, and anytime you wrestle against Russians, it's, they're all pretty good. So, I was pleased with our performance. I think, at the end of a 23-day road trip, we had the sink the boat mentality, which was we're not in a hurry to go home. We're in a hurry to win wrestling tournaments. So we all had a good attitude at the end of the trip, and I think that was a big reason why we were able to get medals.
Well, this week, in recognition of Black History Month, we profile Bobby Douglas in our Wrestling Greats segment. Douglas is regarded by many as one of the greatest athletes and coaches our sport has ever known. Douglas was a trailblazer among African Americans in our sport, and for more than 50 years, from the time he started competing as a youth in Ohio, through the success in college that he had, his outstanding international freestyle career, and into the collegiate and Olympic coaching ranks, Bobby Douglas has helped knock down barriers, and he's led by example. USA Wrestling's Craig Sesker has penned a new book called Bobby Douglas, Life and Legacy of an American Wrestling Legend. The book chronicles Bobby's amazing life as he shares the wrestling stage with many of the greatest athletes and coaches in history.
Well, I exited when it was time. It would have been much, much too devastating on my family financially. We went in a hole for me training. We didn't have any sponsorship, so we went in a financial hole. I had to take my camp money and use it to train. And at that time, you had to go find training partners. I had to go out to Oregon. I had to go to California. I had to go to Chicago. I had to go everywhere I could find a good workout partner. And one of the guys that was on the team with me was Bob Buzzard. Bob Buzzard was training to make the Greco team, and I was considering going to the freestyle team, going for another shot. I'd have to be Gable to make the team, and I was prepared to do that. But at the same time, I wasn't prepared to take that financial hit that I would have to take. I never thought about it until I read about it, and then it didn't make that much difference to me. I wasn't trying to be the first anything. I was just trying to get a job and do a good job and give back some of the benefits that I got as a result of being involved in the sport of wrestling. And I look back in order to see forward, and I can see that the trials and tribulations that I went through those first years at Arizona State, actually Santa Barbara, I didn't even have a wrestling room at Santa Barbara. We had to train on the basketball floor, gymnastics room. But it was difficult trying to catch up with the powerhouse programs, because I was trying to create an image that would be able to compete with the Midwestern schools.
Well, the book can be ordered at BobbyDouglasBook.com. Download top-level technique and action video of wrestling greats and more. Visit our friends at the WrestlingGreats.com website. Stay tuned. There's more USA Wrestling Weekly when we continue.
Hi, this is Harry Lester, two-time world bronze medalist, and you're watching USA Wrestling Weekly.
Wrestling fans, USA Wrestling has launched a top social networking site designed for you. USA Wrestling Nation is the latest innovation provided to the wrestling community by our sports national governing body, USA Wrestling. Post photos, blogs, and videos. Interact on boards. Keep up with your favorite wrestling personalities with USA Wrestling Nation. It's free to register. Join the thousands of wrestling fans that have already signed up and become a part of the USA Wrestling Nation at usawrestlingnation.com. The National Wrestling Hall of Fame and Museum announced a new educational program called Family Ties, an American Wrestling Tradition. The program will feature an exhibit, book, and forum at this year's Fan Fest at the NCAA Championships in Philadelphia. The book documents over 130 families and was written by 22 wrestling historians. Among those featured are Team USA stars and identical twins, Tom and Terry Brands, Troy and Terry Steiner, all NCAA champions. Twins Ed and Lou Bannock, NCAA and Olympic champions. The Peary family, featuring Father Rex and sons Hugh and Ed Peary, all three-time NCAA champions in their own right. The Carr family, which featured 5 NCAA Division I All-Americans, including Olympic medalist Nate Carr and Olympian Jimmy Carr. Hall of Fame Executive Director Leroy Smith explains the new project.
The wrestling families in the United States have contributed significantly to the sport of wrestling. When you look at, when we went in and started doing our research, and I didn't know that we would be coming up with so many families that had achieved so much success, so we had to narrow our criteria down and for this exhibit, for the time being, and restrict it to those individual family members, immediate family members, who were NCAA Division I All-Americans, senior world freestyler Greco-Roman team members, or an Olympic team member. Wrestling has been such a fraternity, a tight-knit bond group. We always have considered ourselves an extended family. to that of the Nucleus family. So, you know, it just made sense for us to tell that story of those family ties in wrestling.
All right, thanks, Leroy. USA Wrestler, the official magazine of USA Wrestling, is now available online as a digital edition. This week, the February edition was posted for fans to read online, free of charge. You can find the digital edition of this very entertaining and informative magazine at themat.com or USA Wrestling's Facebook page. Now you can view USA Wrestler on your computer and flip through the publication with just a click of your mouse, or you can download the edition to your computers. Check out the digital edition of USA Wrestler today. All right, the second annual Kirby Cup will be held at Lyons Township High School in LaGrange, Illinois, Saturday, May 21st. The event is held in honor of the late Jacob Kirby, a Greco-Roman Team USA member who unexpectedly passed away last year. This year, the Kirby Cup is a Greco-Roman dual meet between the U.S. and an international dream team. All 7 2010 World Greco-Roman champions have been invited to wrestle for the international dream team. We'll see who shows up. The U.S. lineup for the Kirby Cup will be announced after the 2011 U.S. Open in Cleveland, Ohio, April 7th through the 10th. The final lineups for both teams will be announced at a later date. The competition builds upon the success of the first Kirby Cup held in Plainfield, Illinois last May. Some 2,000 fans attended the event, which featured senior and age group wrestlers and raised needed money for Illinois wrestlers competing at the A6 Junior and Cadet Nationals. Visit KirbyCup.com for more information. Chase Pammy is our featured athlete of the week. Pammy is a U.S. Olympic Training Center freestyle resident. He was an NCAA runner-up last year for Cal Poly and is now pursuing freestyle full-time this year. At 145.5 pounds, he placed an impressive 4th at the Dave Schultz Memorial, including a win over world place winner Heinrich Barnes of South Africa. USA Wrestling's Jason Bryant speaks with Chase Pammy. JB?
Chase Pammy, NCAA runner-up for Cal Poly, resident athlete here now at the Olympic Training Center. What went into your decision to come out here and train freestyle?
You know, there's only 2 years left till the 2012 Olympics, and I don't have a lot of freestyle experience, you know, and I was going to be a coach. Cal Poly, stay on as a volunteer assistant, and would have been a great opportunity, but I don't think where I'm at, it was the right situation to stay and continue coaching, or excuse me, stay and coach. It would have been a hard thing to balance out, so I wanted to put everything I had into moving out here and devoting everything I had to these next 2 years and 6 years, however long it is, until that Olympic gold's in my hand. So,
what's been the biggest transition for you coming from college and, as you said, not too versed in freestyle?
I like to roll around a lot in collegiate. Did a lot of Granbys, a lot of flips and different things like that, and it's been an adjustment. Instead of standing up at bottom and trying to get away and rolling out, having to work on parterre defense, and that's been a challenge. And then just getting in on shots and not leaving my head down. Guys do a lot more, you know, front headlocks and things like that. So that's, you know, you got to be smart. You got to have good position, otherwise you can get beat in those areas.
You were pretty explosive this past weekend at the Schultz, hitting the big 5 on Heinrich Barnes. Not exactly a Pac-10 rival, but from a Pac-10 school and 7th in the world last year. You got that explosiveness. How are you going to harness that with learning the freestyle with the parterre and maybe throwing in some of those 5-pointers?
You know, keep. Really, I never realized that those. You know, I hit 2 5-pointers, a lot of 3-pointers and things I didn't realize I could do, and I need to work on a little bit more. And I plan on pulling out the crash pad and work on hitting some of those big moves, because those are, you know, those are helpful with the kind of build that I have. I have an explosive build and got to use that to my advantage. So I'm going to go back, look at tape. I have all the tapes and look at what positions I can fix and be real nitpicky about it and make whatever changes I need to and be ready to go for the next tournament.
How much you've learned from the coaching staff here at the training center and through the national team coaches?
You know, one thing I guess maybe I don't know if I've learned from them as much, but I've definitely learned it's at this level you have to be self-reliant, self-motivated. You can't expect Brandon Slay, who's working with 16 guys, Zeke Jones, who has, you know, 30 guys that he's responsible for, and so on, to meet your every need. You have to step up and know, hey, if I need to get a good drill in, if I need to get a good live go in, whatever that is, you got to take some of that responsibility on yourself and realize that, hey, we have 3 coaches doing the job of, doing the job of 20 coaches. So you can't expect them to meet everything. You got to step up and say, hey, you know, this is my dream, my goal. I'm going to take some responsibility for it and you know, work on the areas that I need to work on, as well as get help from them.
It's time for this week's Technique segment with top coaches and athletes giving up insight, skills, and training tips. This week's segment comes from USA Wrestling's core curriculum series, Folk Style Level 1, concerning the head and arm throw. The technique is taught by USA Wrestling National Greco-Roman Developmental Coach Ike Anderson with USOTC resident athlete Derek Garcia, again serving as his partner.
Okay, now we're going to, since we have the back step, the kids got the back step down, we're now going to introduce probably the most primary move that most kids are going to be able to use at level 1 would be we call it the head and arm. I'm basically just going to show you how to teach it. You have one kid come up, he just raises his arm up. You're going to teach him how to grab here, hook behind the tricep. Now he's going to pull this to his chest. He's going to step out again at that 45, pull this arm to his chest, step in, pop his hip. That's a head and arm. I will teach it just like that. Kids come in, puts his arm up, step, and pop. Okay? Now, the setup for this would be basically what we call an inside tie and a collar tie. Where we're wrestling, we're pushing our opponents around, we're trying to get him to step. We're going to snap him. If he picks his head up really quick, there's our feet already set. Step in, and head up. And we finish in this position. I always finish here. My hands posted on the mat, pulling his head up. If he tends to get out, I always roll towards his head.
After the break, we'll be back. There's more USA Wrestling Weekly when we continue.
Hi, this is Steve Frazier, and you are watching USA Wrestling Weekly.
Excellence like this takes a lifetime to achieve. So when athletes you've been watching all your life reach for world levels of competition, why not spend some quality time and just enjoy the show? Don't miss the 2011 U.S. World Team Trials, June 9th through 11th in Oklahoma City. Brought to you by ASICS, the official sponsor of USA Wrestling's national teams. Reserve your tickets now.
A U.S. team of men and women wrestlers will compete at the Shahid Bhagat Singh International in Jandalhar, India this weekend. 145.5-pound star Joe Johnston, as well as Marty Usman at 185 pounds, along with Win Mahalik at 211.5 pounds, are all nationally ranked, and they'll make this trip to compete. 5 All-American College women wrestlers will compete as well. 105.5-pound champion Nicole Woody and Ashley Hudson at 121 from the WCWA National Champion Oklahoma City will make the trip. They're joined by 112.25-pound USOEC athlete Carlene Sloberski and Christine Paisley of the University of the Cumberlands at 147.5 pounds. Rounding out the talented group, 158.5-pound OCU wrestler Melissa Simmons. We'll have the results in next week's show. Now, the February 14th edition of People magazine features an article by Jessica Herndon on Olympic champion Rulon Gardner. The story focuses on Gardner's effort to lose weight as a contestant on NBC's The Biggest Loser. Gardner weighed in at 474 pounds on the first episode of the show, and after 5 episodes, Gardner remains as one of the top contestants, continuing to lose a considerable amount of weight. The Biggest Loser airs Tuesdays at 8, 7 Central on NBC. The 2011 schedule for the popular Marcy Van Dusen Women's Wrestling Technique Tour has been announced. Van Dusen, a 2008 Olympian and the head coach of the women's team at Menlo College, will provide free clinics for girls in 6 cities. This is an increase from last year due to popular demand. Van Dusen will appear in New York City March 5th, at the USA Wrestling Girls Folkstyle Nationals in Oklahoma City on March 26th, in Frisco, Texas, April 17th, at the USA Wrestling's Body Bar Women's Nationals in Kissimmee, Florida on May 14th, and in West Covina, California, May 21st, at USA Wrestling ASICS Vaughn Junior Nationals in Fargo, North Dakota, July 17th. Well, the tour is sponsored by longtime USA Wrestling leader Arno Neiman. Visit themat.com for more information and details. Wrestling clubs can now sign up for the Liberty Mutual Responsible Sports Community Grant Program. $2,000, $2,500 grants are up for grabs for club programs from a number of different sports. The grant period runs March 1st through May 31st of 2011. Starting March 1st, your parents, coaches, and friends, and yeah, your neighbors can help earn points by completing a 10-question quiz that takes about 5 minutes. Register your club at responsiblesports.com/grant. Again, that's responsiblesports.com/grant. USA Wrestling's schedule of national and regional events is coming soon, so wrestlers and their families can plan to attend these great competitions. The Folk Style Tour of America will conclude in the Wisconsin Dells with the popular Dominate in the Dells event March 18th. Divisions include Bantam, Intermediate, Novice, Schoolboy, Cadet, and Junior. Athletes can score points in the Ultimate Challenge Series and the U.S. Future Olympian rankings as well. The first USA Wrestling regional events in the Olympic styles will be held in late March. The Tom Shaw Memorial Northwest Cadet and Junior Regionals in Battleground, Washington will be held March 25th through the 27th. The top three in each weight in both the Cadet and Junior divisions qualify for their state teams for the ASICS Cadet and Junior Nationals in Fargo, North Dakota. The Northeast Senior Regionals in Brockport, New York on March 25th through the 27th. In addition to the Senior Regional Freestyle and Greco-Roman event, there will be an additional Junior tournament in both styles and a Cadet Freestyle event as well. The first national event of the new season is the Girls Folk Style Nationals in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. That'll be held March 25th through the 27th. National competition is set for the junior, cadet, schoolgirl, and 2 youth divisions. The junior folk style duels will be also hosted on Sunday, March 25th. For more information on USA Wrestling competitions and events, visit usawrestlingevents.com. Well, thank you for joining us. We'll see you all next week right here on USA Wrestling Weekly.